Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 2, Episode 9 of Trollhunters Tales of Arcadia, titled Creepslayerz, with a Z. So this episode takes place exactly in the same time frame as the last one. As I suspected, or remembered, basically, because I've already seen it, it shows us what Steve and Eli were up to, because they were acting real suspicious last episode. We also got to see a different part of the Changeling arc. So we saw that Otto Skarbach was making some power moves, trying to take Dictatus's place as Bular's right-hand man. So that's why Dictatus made the lie about the Pale Lady giving him visions, because he heard them mention that. So we find out that the coach is dating Steve's mom, and that Steve's dad was probably kind of a dick, because he said, hey, just because your dad's not in the house anymore doesn't mean this hostility has to be. So Steve captures a goblin and brings it to Eli. So they're partners for the flower baby thing, and I just loved when Eli asked him, what do we name the kid? I don't give a flip, so they named him Flip. So the goblin tries to snitch on Jin. Basically, Eli gives this whole spiel, while the goblins, he's got a chance and he's taking it. Frames Jim. So they are all locked and loaded, ready to go whoop Jim's ass. They end up getting into a car crash after stealing Eli's mom's car. They get into a car crash, and they end up overhearing Blinky, Args, and Draw's Dungeons and Dragons campaign and assume this is real life. Doesn't help that Jim comes in and starts mentioning the rock show that they gotta be at. So they get locked and loaded, ready to, save the world. And I just love that Eli cannot fathom that such a good guy like Jim would be a bad guy. So they get there and try to evacuate. Eventually, Eli's the one that pulls the fire alarm, while Steve's in the bathroom, and he witnesses Jim armor up to fight the blob creature. And I just love how he stops Eli from killing Jim. He's like, man, Jim's, he's a good guy, I guess. They're the ones, I love that they were the ones to defeat the blob monster. Toby's flower baby missed, so they threw Flip. And I just love that Steve took him with him because the project was important to Eli. Which I just love. This entire episode was Steve's character growth and character arc. It showed us something about this side character that was probably always there. We just never saw because we saw the antagonistic side between him and Jim. But this time we saw what he could be, what he is under, the bully persona, and what he can be going forward. So Steve drives Eli home, and they decide to be friends, and, I just love that it was a character growth moment, because Steve acknowledged that he needs to think before he acts. And so that's what they do. They decide that they're going to think before they act. They're not going to confront Jim until they know what the hell's going on. And they're going to continue to protect Arcadia like superheroes. And they become friends, although Steve denies that he's going to stop bullying him at school because he's got to keep up appearances. But I don't think, even if he does do it, it's not going to be anywhere as bad as it was. And even if it still happens. And I just love that Eli had a small moment where he kind of manned up and kind of talked back to his mother for a bit before he came to his senses. Like, I don't know what came over me. This episode was really, really enjoyable. There were probably some bad parts about it, like, I can't think of any. I just loved it. I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10, because I really enjoyed it. I loved the fact that it could give us so many more possibilities, like Eli, Steve, and Jim all teaming up. Steve's character growth moment from going to a bully to now being some type of on his way to a hero. Coach Dad. We're now going to be getting Coach Dad. Maybe bits of Coach Dad. Eli and Steve friendship. The bromance. The Creepslayerz. They even got a handshake and a jingle for it. When did they even come up with that? They just came up with that on the spot, too, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, man. This was a good episode. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.